Hey, movie fan, Jerry the Gen X movie guy here, and it is time now to take a look at last weekend's box office results for November 8th through November 10th. But before I dig into those numbers, I would like to take the time to ask you to subscribe to my channel as well as like and share this video. I really appreciate all your help. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and that's going to be about another 600 subscribers in the next month and a half. So it's a pretty lofty goal, but with your help, I'm sure I can get there. All right, so this week at the box office was actually not bad, especially all things considered. It wasn't great. It did not come near competing with what the box office gross did last year for the same weekend, which was already a relatively weak-ish gross, but not bad. And I think really what happened here is that the Hollywood studios kind of dropped the ball here in the first couple weeks of this month. I really believe that fans are ready to get back to the movie theater. And as some proof of that, AMC, I just read an article a couple days ago that AMC reported its quarter 3 earnings, AMC theaters. And they did drop in business compared to last year, but the drop was much, much less than what they were expecting. So translated, the movie theater business is starting to make a comeback, and it's taken a while to get here to this point. So hopefully 2025, we're going to see that continued growth. The last 2 weekends, the studios have kind of mailed it in, not many big hits. But this weekend, not as bad as it could have been. In number 1 and repeating is Venom: The Last Dance, which actually took a smaller than anticipated drop. I think most people were expecting a drop of around 45 to 50%. It ended up dropping, I believe, right around 38%. Venom: The Last Dance has now grossed over $100 million at the box office. So not as good of a run as the first 2 Venom movies, but definitely, this is one that could actually end up breaking even. I would say this is probably the last dance for the Venom franchise, however. And coming in at number 2 is quite a surprise. It's a family movie. It's called The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, and it brought in $11.1 million. I think surprising most analysts. I had predicted it would come in around 6 or 7 million, so it even exceeded my expectations. And it actually delivered a powerful enough opening weekend to actually come in second place, slightly ahead of the third place, another debut movie, and that is the Hugh Grant horror thriller Heretic, which brought in about 11 million, so slightly off of Best Christmas Pageant Ever. But the interesting thing here is Heretic actually played on more screens than Christmas Pageant, and yet did slightly lower in the gross. So a moderate success. Most horror films, I'm sure Heretic's the same, they don't spend a whole lot of money on. So this is one that will probably end up being successful down the road. In fourth place, a repeater, a sleeper hit, another family movie, The Wild Robot, which added another $6.7 million to its box office gross. Another movie that has done over $100 million at the box office. So The Wild Robot keeps on chugging along, as does our number 5 movie, Smile 2, the sequel to the ultra successful movie from a couple years ago. Smile was one of my favorite movies of that year. Smile 2 exceeded my expectations. I actually love this movie, and I love that it's making money in the horror film audience has gravitated towards it. It has added another $5 million to its box office gross. So Smile 2, 5th place, doing really well, continuing its box office run here. Now let's take a look at a couple of movies that landed outside the top 5, but I think are noteworthy to discuss. So that starts with coming in at 6th place, the movie Conclave, which has received a lot of Academy Award buzz. It spent a couple of weeks in the top 5. Did not take a significant drop this week, and that's why it's really noteworthy. Although it did drop out of the top 5, Its drop from last week was only around 26, 27%. So Conclave is actually doing really well at the box office, as is our number 7 movie, Honora, which is another movie that has really gotten a lot of award buzz, especially surrounding Mikey Madison's performance as Honora. And I'm really excited because I just found out that Honora, which has been kind of unrolling slowly every week, while its box office gross continues to increase, and you can just see this kind of steamrolling effect going on with the movie. Well, Honora is finally being released here in the Detroit area this week, so I'm actually going to get a chance to see it and see what all the buzz is about. My expectation level for this movie is through the roof, so I'm really hoping that it's able to live up to my expectations. So, Honora, another strong week in 7th place. Then in 8th place, there is another Oscar bait movie, the new movie that directed by Robert Zemeckis, stars Tom Hanks and Robin Wright. The movie Here. It's the original group from Forrest Gump. Um, this movie really landed with a thud with both critics and audiences, and it would not surprise me if this is one of those movies that the Academy and that the Hollywood Foreign Press Association, who nominates the Golden Globe, does the Golden Globe Awards, if they totally overlook Here. That would completely not surprise me. Going to be really interesting to see exactly how this pans out during the award season, but I do kind of expect Here to get overlooked. And the last movie I wanted to talk about was a movie that I could guarantee you will not receive any Academy Award nominations, and that is Damien Leone's Terrifier 3, which really crossed a financial landmark this past weekend. It is now sitting at over a $50 million domestic gross, actually $53 million. Terrifier 3 has outperformed at the box office Madam Web from earlier this year, and Terrifier 3 has only a very tiny fraction of the production budget that Madam Web had. So quite a success story. So, Damien Leone had a lot of offers from major studios to actually distribute Terrifier 3 under their label, but they wanted to water it down. He decided to go his own route, follow his own image, do it his way, and it has paid off in a major way. So great job, Damien. I'm really happy for you, and I'm really happy to see that we have a brand new horror franchise, a brand new horror icon, because Art the Clown fucking rocks. And now coming up this next weekend, looking for a bit of a bounce back when Red 1 comes out, which is another Christmas movie. This one more of an action adventure starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is pretty bankable at the box office. Does really well with movies that come out this time of year, especially those movies that are geared toward the teenage family audience that both adults and kids can like, those kind of movies. So I think, this is one that could actually do quite well. I haven't seen any projections on it, but it would not surprise me if this one opens up near 100 million, maybe in the 75 to 80 million dollar range. And coming up on Thursday, I'll go ahead and post my predictions for this upcoming weekend. But that will be it for now. And once again, I would like to ask you, if you haven't already done so, to subscribe to my channel, like and share this video. Like I said earlier, my goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I'd really appreciate your help in doing that. And also, if you'd like to support me even further, I would love to have you join my Jer Force on Patreon. You'll earn some amazing rewards. And right now, regardless of the tier you choose, there are 4 tiers to choose from. And regardless of the tier you choose, you will receive a 7-day free trial, which means that you can check out all the rewards in your chosen tier absolutely risk-free. So I'd love to see you over there with me. But that is it for now. Thank you so much. And until next time, that's a wrap.